Jolan Tru Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Mod. I'm Rear Admiral Tarek of the Dreadnought Ars Fendere as we continue our campaign against the Hydran Star Kingdom, and we have found the Hydran homeworld. It is the planet of 111 with an Empire defense of 90, as we have already begun our bombardments of the location. So let's quickly check the shipyard. We're at 7790 Seabills Prestige. We've been playing a little bit too much Rogue lately, and see if there's any ship currently on the block. We know that the X-type era has finally come around, so Rock X's are on the menu, and also we need to start keeping our eye out for King Condor, which, yeah, King Condors. Anyway, let's set out into space to see if we can't cause a little bit of havoc on the Hydran homeworld, see if there's a mission that comes up, and it is a homeworld assault. Yes, let us begin. So I threw a question up on the Discord, and also mentioned it in the previous episode about what you guys thought about changing some of the models. There are a few really janky models in this game. The King Condor is absolutely one of them. As much as Firesoul did a wonderful job of improving the default models of all sorts of things and adding in things like the C7, there is, unfortunately, the ungetawayable fact from the thing that not all the ships could have been saved or fixed, or there were replacements for. So the King Condor obviously is horrific. I mean, it's the stock battleship that came with the game back in 2001, which, as cool as it was back then, we have somewhat moved on. We have gorgeous ships like this, which are incredible and beautiful, and the King Condor is not any of those things. So I put it to the Discord and said, hey, how would you guys feel about me swapping out a couple of the models? Also mentioned in this last episode, and one person commented on the episode, saying, yeah, go for it, and then I also put in the Discord, and a couple of the people have voted on the Discord for us to move in that direction as well. In fact, a quick check over there. Yeah, it's 4-1 in terms of the ratio. And in fact, the one vote against it was just displeased because I mentioned changing the King Condor out for a Dideritics, which he did not think was a good idea at all. And in fact, because of his suggestion, I have decided we're going to go ahead with it. The King Condor has been removed and has been replaced by the Melek Warbird. Yes, that's what it looks like. It's a fairly interesting looking design. It's basically a Dideritics, except it's the motion picture era. So we're going to be having fun with that. So I am now actually eager to get my hands on one of those ships. So with any luck, we'll actually run into one. It'll be great. So there is the DGX taking on a DXD. I don't know how the fighters are going to be able to handle this one. Yeah, he's only got 2, maybe 4 if they're right on top of each other. So that'll work out quite nicely for him, I believe. I'm going to hang out with the Courageous, a C7 battle cruiser, more than capable of being able to handle that DGX. Okay, maybe not in the hands of the AI, but seriously, the C7 cruisers are very nice in terms of what they're actually capable of doing. Although if he's got to get nailed so many times with accurate fire from Hellbores, that may change. I kind of want to put some power into the electronic countermeasure just in case. Start charging up the tractor beam, because we're going to go in for a grab on this one. Or maybe not. No, we'll continue to use our tactic. It has proven to be exceptionally effective. Fire plasma torpedo. I'm sort of toying to see how far of a range we can actually use this plasma torpedo at. That was a range of 23. Let's see if he actually responds appropriately. We've already begun our outmaneuver, and there's his crash stop. Okay, lovely. So our outmaneuver to build in distance. His fighters have gone in the wrong direction, so we don't even need to duck underneath fighter cover. And then we can start maneuvering back in. Being a light dreadnought, we are incredibly maneuverable, and also has a 100% chance for a high energy turn, which is not something that a lot of dreadnoughts can speak to. Even light dreadnoughts will suffer with this. So I don't want to allow an overrun. I would prefer just to shoot and continue to run after that. I don't want to get anywhere near him. And he's up to speed. We'll fire our plasma torpedoes. They're set to enveloping mode. The Fs are a little bit outside their range, but he is traveling towards me and continues to do so. So I'm kind of hoping that that'll draw it at least into an acceptable range. Oh shoot, they weren't set to enveloping. They just went right through. Okay, set to enveloping plasma torpedoes and continue to open up the range. Let's drop a nuclear space mine to see if we can't discourage pursuit a little bit. And reinforce the aft shield, because that's going to be important. Very, very important, and very, very soon at that. So he's already gotten quite a bit of accurate fire onto us, and there goes our forward starboard shield. I have a ton of power. I need to steal some of that in order to move it even faster. So I just need 3 turns. So very disappointed, actually, that I fired that plasma torpedo in non-enveloping mode. I thought I had set it up, but I wanted to talk too much about the Melek, because the Melek is a really cool-looking ship, and I really want to get my hands on it. How close to that mine did you get? Oh, you got really close. You came so close to your doom. and then he managed to avoid it. I'm going to start doing repairs. May as well. That only bought me about a turn. Drop another mine. So he's up to speed of 14. I am accelerating even faster than he is, and I have not achieved yet my maximum speed. And he's starting to try and catch me as well. So a little bit more speed. Let's get this ship actually running. So I don't want him catching me just yet. I want to be able to pull in another one of those maneuvers and basically make him unable to respond. Aft shield reinforcement is managing to maintain. And let's see, how am I going to have to do this? Yeah, it is going to be a port turn on this. So just double checking to make sure that I'm actually going to have my proper initiation angles right on this one. Alright, prepare the plasma torpedoes. We're going to basically try and trick him again. So he's really cutting in as fast as he can. So prepare the pseudoplasma torpedoes and port side bombardment. Alright, and prepare the forward shield reinforcement. Or maybe I should keep it to aft shield if we do another raiding shot like that. Halbors don't care which angle the shot comes from. They're just going to hurt you. There's his crash stop. Lovely. So we're just going to keep the angle out nice and wide. And then we'll swoop on in when the time is right. Once he starts accelerating, I think is the point where we really need to turn in on him. Otherwise, we may run into that same problem. And again, we don't want to get that close to him. We want to just stay sort of on the edge. We're playing a slightly different style today than what we sort of normally do when we try to do a plasma bombardment. Normally, we'll go in, we'll fire, we'll cloak, we'll stay close to him. But I really don't like being so squished with an enemy on top of me like that. I'm going to fire early and start to pull away. And keep that on the speed. Speed of 4 and incoming plasma. Ow. And that'll rip away all of his shields. However, his Hellbores are providing accurate fire. I'm going to give him a little bit of love. And let's repair, repair, and repair. However, we did strip away all of the shields at this point, and I'll drop a mine just in order to keep things under control once the phasers are Oh, that would have been bad. But it will allow me to hide behind my nuclear space mine. Towards the planet's undefended, so it's not participating in this battle. It looks like they have still not managed to kill this HGX. They've hurt it quite badly, but it's not dead. In the meantime, I'm skirmishing with a heavy dreadnought. So, we are struggling a little bit, but still doing okay. It's the Hellbores that are proving to be an irritating problem. They can cut through most of my shields at this point. I still do have a powerful forward shield, so my next run may be just the traditional normal plasma run. Yeah, especially if he keeps plinking me like that with his Hellbore. So just want to get some distance from him, make it so that by the time he actually gets to me, my plasmas are ready. So they are set to enveloping. They will do the maximum damage that they possibly can because his shield reinforcement is not going to protect him. And it did take him a while to get around my nuclear space mine, but that was the point of using it, just to keep him away from us. Although it would have been nice if he hit it as well. It's just a nice little road bump. Alright, so we still have at least 2 pseudoplasma torpedoes. The arm might be regenerated. It almost is. It might be regenerated by the time we're fully ready to actually engage in this battle. And he is really sort of trying to close the distance. Oh, nope, he's slowing down again, which is good. Tells us that he's charging other systems. And they finally got that HGX, and now it's a 3-on-1. Although by the time they actually get here, yeah, that may not matter. So I actually need to bring my entire forward ship onto him, which is not going to be easy. I'm going to be honest. We're going to struggle with this one a little bit. Okay, that's the art. Let's start to pull away. We need to buy the time. Time is what we require. The R-type plasma torpedo will give us that time. So I'm actually going to go a full circle, I think. Yeah, full circle just in order to give enough time for him to finish the crash stop maneuver and then decide to come after me for it. Then we're just going to basically bunker up on him. We're going to start to go really slow and just fire all the plasma torpedoes at him. That actually is really menacing looking. Oh, you got a D7 and a C7, both of them moving together in concert. Very TMP style. So let's just get our bow onto target so we're properly protected. We'll start to slow down, reinforce that bow, because I don't need the aft protection at the moment. This is going to be a head-to-head clash. Plasma versus, well, Hellbores, which isn't going to matter about the forward shield reinforcement. Fire from beyond normal range. Again, I'm kind of counting on the Fs to do a little bit of work with him coming towards me. Slow down even more. And cloak. I think this might kill him. Oh, it didn't kill him, but it came gosh darn close, and he is now surrounded by multiple vessels. He has no more shuttle base, so now I can just fire at him at will from long range. Is that a probe? Oh, he's still dangerous. He's still very dangerous. Drop in a cloak. And we're going to start pulling away. We're going to skulk on out of here. Unless he decides to maneuver in the proper direction, and then we won't have to. So the Klingons getting on in there, starting to lay into him. He's clearly very badly damaged, but then again, so are they. Scatterpack inbound. He can't respond to this, I don't think. I think that might kill him. Yep. Was not able to handle the missiles. Alright, that allows us to decloak, and we can start heading towards the planet. Nuclear space mine has finally timed out, which is fine. And give me the power screen. How much power can I steal from my energy? Steal all that from the shields. And we're cruising. So the Klingons soaring along with us. Although Klingons are not amazing at planetary assault, they do an okay job. The problem is the disruptors are just not very good high pinpoint damage weapons, which they kind of need if they want to cut through planetary shields. We, on the other hand, basically just rip off the entire shield from all over the place, which makes our lives a little bit easier. The Romulans are probably the best siege race in this entire game. Gorn are second, although the Gorn have to get much closer. And then, of course, there's the Marak, which, I take that back. The Marak are the most powerful siege race in the game if you get their heavy bombardment cruiser. So, prior to that, though, definitely the Romulans. But once you have heavy bombardment cruisers with the Marak, there is nothing that can survive you, because you can basically fire a half salvo at somebody, wait, and fire another half salvo, and they're going to have a struggling time with that. Let's get nice and close, fire the plasma. We may as well get that on the way. Electronic warfare, give me maximum ECCM, and we're within transporter range, so now we can just start bombarding. So the planet doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of defenders. Let's come over here. Yeah, he's down to 7. Just one more bombardment will do it, although the Klingons might be able to take it out sooner than that if they actually manage to nail it with a couple of missiles. Oh, these Gatling phasers are very dangerous. You don't want to actually touch them. If you get close to this planet, it will gut you. It is very, very dangerous as far as unarmed planets go. But compared to a proper PLPH or a dreadnought like us, which can stay at the range just outside of it, it's got nothing. You have nothing. Alright, so that's not bad. We'll wait for the planet to be successfully captured. And there we go. The Romulans once again starting to lay in on Hydran territory, which they probably don't appreciate. But if we grab this, this will be the major source of a lot of their economy down. They do have a couple more colonies down to the south. I don't know if those qualify as the lost colonies or not, but that's kind of what I'm going to mentally go with. So Empire Defense is down to 85, and we're up to 8,400 prestige. Again, I'm just going to check the shipyard. I think it's going to be like 12,000 or higher. Yeah, if a K-10 is a B-10 battle, it's a Klingon B-10 battleship that was sold to the Romulans, and we packed on, you know, all kinds of firepower. Is the King Condor even in existence? It should be. It comes up fairly soon. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, the KCNX is actually even out. So this will be like 14,000 Seabills, or not Seabills, prestige. Oh, gotta get my head out of Rotec. Doing episodes for that every single day has got me a little bit locked in on the mental idea of how Rogue Tech works. Oh yeah, I need to replace all of these. I also need to replace you with Bs, I think? 37. I want the STHs. Yeah, I think it's the STHBs that I want. Because I think those have the larger plasma torpedo armament. I think one set also has D-type plasma torpedoes. I'm not sure on that. If you know about pseudo-frigates, please leave a comment down below, because I need to learn about them. So, if I do that, I'm going to set myself... No, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother. I don't want to set myself back on earning stuff. Yes, it does mean that in a one-sided fight, I am way undergunned. But still, I don't want to do quite that. Yeah, there's another planet right down there. Oh, come on. I avoided the convoy raid because I didn't want to have to deal with it. And so what does it do? It throws an anomaly at me. Oh, this would be a perfect time to have my pseudo-frigates. Overload everything. Let's get up to speed. Do we have target on the enemy? We do. It's a light cruiser. It's the Hydran light cruiser, which probably is packing fighters. And that packing of fighters is going to be the problem, because packing fighters means that it's going to be able to launch those fighters at will. And oh, it's a multi on me. So I see another target. Yep, there's 2 light cruisers, which have found me in the heart of an anomaly. So I think we may want to run. Oh, no, it's 3. Yeah, we're out of here. Yeah, it's a freighter. I don't care. I do not care. I've got 3 targets coming on me. Full power. Full power. Get me the heck on out of here. We are not engaging this. Because if we do, there's just too much chance that we get just absolutely mauled for nothing. Anomaly missions don't pay out well. In fact, they penalize you. I don't know why they penalize you, but they do. So we're just going to leave as best as we can. Hopefully the anomaly won't affect us by the time we actually make it on out of here. I mean, I imagine that it is going to nail my engine before I actually can drift on out of space. But, yeah, the anomaly mission is not fun. Normal battle? I'd take this. I think I could do it. And there's the anomaly. Will we coast across? Come on, let me just coast across. Oh, so close. So close. Oh, if we had turned around immediately, we probably could have made it.
We're taking hull damage.
We're taking hull damage? He hit our shields, man. Okay, there's the engines back. Full power. Get me out of here. Should we get us out of here? Yeah, we're not fighting that. We are not fighting that. Take us to warp. Get us out.
Commander.
Let them duel over whatever that thing is, but I am not getting involved in that crap anymore. Anomaly missions are just terrible. Like, if you're playing as a Marak, anomaly missions are amazing. And the reason why anomaly missions are amazing if you're the Marak is that they take no power. See, Marak ships, they're all missile launchers as their primary heavy weapons, except for a couple of very few variants which use disruptors as their main weapons. And those 291 plus 29, are you kidding me? Talk about wiping out all the hard work that I did in the last mission. But yeah, the missile launchers on the Marak don't actually take any power, and so they automatically load anyway. So you can keep up a full rate of fire as the Marak, despite the fact that there is an anomaly. Oh, we got one! Aha, it's the Redemptio! It's a Melek class warbird, which has replaced the King Condor. So I think it fits the era. 2, it looks like a Pterodactyl, which is great. 3, it looks better than the King Condor. And we have a CNH, the Fides. So we are rocking the Dreadnought fleet. So what does the enemy got? They are picking a frigate, a light cruiser, and a light cruiser. So I'm gonna go after this light cruiser just so I can hang out with the warbird. So we'll probably end up just calling it the King Condor again, even though it is a Melek class warbird. Just because I don't feel like going in and fixing it in the ship list. I suppose I could, but that might be a little bit awkward. Yeah, we're gonna get close to it. It's not as gigantic as a King Condor, but you'll be able to see it is still quite large. It's basically double our size, so not bad at all. And also looks pretty cool. Defender ship destroyed. Oh, they already murdered him. Good job. Tractor beams, please. I don't know how they killed him already, but I suppose he must have not have launched a wild weasel. That's generally the way that you kill. The AI is actually able to kill, because it rarely doesn't launch wild weasels. Come on, get close to me, get close to me. Stop turning away, let me kill you. Tractor, tractor, tractor! Haha! Oh, he's about to be the center of his own little sun. Alright, so that's taken care of. Oh, that's gonna be fun to get our hands on. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Even has D-type plasma torpedoes. So let's give you a little bit of fire as we pass on by. Yeah, this is why I don't use Centurions. Centurions are incredibly vulnerable to fire. So lots and lots of plasma torpedoes when they're set to the CNL, the leaders. But when they're just that, yeah, no, you don't want to be anywhere near that. And now, so this actually I think is a fairly good setup for a Romulan squadron. You've got your one big stick, and that's the King Condor, and then you bring in two. Well, he's a heavy Condor, but you bring in two basically Condors in order to provide fire support and do a lot of scouting work for it. And you basically have a great little independent combat group. I don't have plasma torpedoes at all. Just kind of hoping to, you know what? Surprise! Oh, he doesn't have any. Oh, his shuttle bay's gone. Oh, we got that. But yeah, so you bring in the two light dreadnoughts, the Condor types, and you have them support you as you basically go around and just wipe everybody out. The fact that you got hit from this range is kind of ridiculous.
Tractor defense set.
So we're going maximum tractor defense. Our phasers are set to full defense, however, our phasers suck in terms of coverage. We just don't have a lot. So I'm actually going to angle myself over in this direction. Really, I should be letting the KCN go in front of me. Because if the King Condor goes ahead, it'll actually be able to protect me. But I'm supposed to protect it, technically. At least in the format that I have described in what I think is a fairly decent Romulan squadron. Lots of incoming phaser fire. But yeah. Are you a Heavy Condor X? Is that why you've got D-type plasma torpedoes? Just so many incoming missiles. My phasers are not enough to keep up. Yeah, he is a CNHX. Maybe the Romulan optimized Condor will have a... Gee, which is more powerful? That's the real question. You've got two S's, two F's, two D's, and an R. Yeah, you might actually be more powerful than me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Versus my 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so the heavy Condors are apparently the next stage up for us to be looking at. Although I do kind of prefer the Romulan optimized ones. I think they're a little bit more fun. Okay, let's get this proper stutter fire or whatever we're calling it to work. Fire that. Pseudo-plasma torpedo, please. Increase the speed of time. Why will you not fire a pseudo-plasma torpedo? Is there a reason for this? Fire. There it goes. Fire the F to follow up with that. Although I probably could have shot it down at this point. So we're quite close, and I'm surprised he hasn't shot me yet. Although I suppose it's... yeah, it's a Marak fleet dock, so that's why it's not shooting with Gatling phasers. It doesn't have Gatling phasers to shoot me with. So wait for it to stop blinking. It has stopped blinking. We fire everything back. And then we fire a couple of phasers into him, which does leave me incredibly vulnerable at the moment, by the way. But we should be okay with all of our other defenses. I should also be setting up my maximum electronic countermeasure, because that will keep things under control. Are you already bombarding and annihilating starbases? Oh, the thing is so cool. Can't wait to get my hands on one. I'm legitimately eager to get my hands on a King Condor again. Whereas before it was like, ugh, it's a King Condor. Although I kind of also want to swap out the Romulan heavy cruisers, just so I can get a cool bombardment cruiser. There's a lot of really interesting Romulan ships that I've managed to get my hands on since starting the TNG mod, which, again, I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. I'm starting to question the point of it. If there are so many other TNG mods out there, I don't want to dilute the marketplace. I'd rather help one of the TNG mods become better, or have them help me, but really I kind of don't have enough time to devote to it that they can. So I think it works really well this way. So I am considering about just ending phase 2. I'm part of the way through it. We're working on designing ships at the moment, but I really have to wonder if there's a point to it, just because I don't want it to become ridiculous. I don't want to become like not Empire War, Star Wars Empire at War, where there's like 8 million mods and trying to figure out which is the one that you want to play, rather than all of them having all the features you'd like them to have. So, yeah, not really sure about that. I'll have to do a little bit more thinking about it. I'll put a poll up before anything else if I make any major decisions. But on that somewhat downer note, although we have managed to put even more pressure on it, it's down to an Empire defense of 80. So we knock this thing down entirely. Oh, this will be so much economy for us, and we'll be hopefully promoted at that point. And we'll be able to get our brand new Melee class warbird, which I am really eager to get my hands on. Anyway, I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, share the video, and I will see you all in the next episode.